Welcome back. Right, as you know, I'm a bit of a Bruce Lee fan. Have been since I was a kid. Even though he only made 4.5 completed movies, really. Not his child ones and his TV bits, but just the films. He's just always been iconic, you know, and to me, his movies get better every year. They really, really do. Anyway, my daughter Ashley brought me for Christmas the Bruce Lee Master Collection. Now, this is the only box set where you get all the all the Golden Harvest movies and Enter the Dragon in one, as you can see. It's got them all. Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Game of Death, and Enter the Dragon. It was sealed, obviously, but I was watching Black Box the other night, and it was sat next to me, and for some reason I just picked it undone to have a look, and I thought, oh, what about my unboxing video? But I haven't watched them yet. Because I've got a Blu Ray player, but apart from Enter the Dragon, all of these are remastered in 4K. So I thought I'd have a little look at them. As you know, I have them on Blu Ray. Enter the Dragon. Oh, Enter the Dragon. You know, I do own them already. And obviously I have them on DVD as well. I mean, them Blu-rays, those British releases, they all have the DVDs as well. And I have the Hong Kong collection, which is not Enter the Dragon. This is all the like I said, Golden Harvest stuff. And this is like why I said Hong Kong Legends, because it was... And these were the first time I ever see Bruce Lee in anamorphic widescreen, you know, and the picture just looked... And over here is the first time they was uncut. But I've covered that before, you know, they used to hate the nunchucker scenes. So I have them on DVD, as I do Enter the Dragon as well in this box set. But I thought I'd have a little look and see, and have a little compare, see how this collection fares with the Blu-rays I already have, because they are absolutely stunning. So let's have a little look at it then. So we've got that nice cover from Way of the Dragon, with the Bruce Lee Master Collection, Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Game of Death, and Enter the Dragon. Right, yeah, we've got a little description about Bruce Lee, then a little bit of a synopsis on each of the movies. Right, let's have a little look at the Big Boss. So these have got the new artwork in them. I mean, these do as well. These had reversible covers, and as you can see inside there, I don't know if you can see, but it is in there. It's the same cover, but I love these. These were the original Rank video covers that we used to get in the 80s over here, so I flipped mine over because I just thought they just looked so much better. What have I done to the cover now? There you go. So let's have a little look at the differences. Okay, The Big Boss, Bruce Lee's first film. This one was filmed in Thailand, I do believe. Directed by Lo Wei. What does it say on the box? Let's read the description. The Big Boss. In his first starring role, legendary martial arts star Bruce Lee set the screen ablaze in this thrilling tale of revenge and retribution. Having made a vow never to fight again, a factory worker named Cheng, Bruce Lee, does his best to put up with an abusive boss, but when Chen's beautiful cousin is kidnapped by the company's thugs, Chen is forced to take the matters into his own fists and feet to save her. Packed with pulse-pounding action, The Big Boss remains one of the most spellbinding martial art films ever made. It is a good film, I must admit. Acting's a little bit cheesy in places, but that's kind of its charm. But I know on Blu Ray the actual restoration of this is really, really good. Really good. So, looking at the special features, Breaking the West. Yeah, it's very, very, very similar. This actually has a little bit more by the looks of things. Original lobby card. Oh no, that's on there as well. This has got more because it's got the 24 colour booklet, reversible sleeve for commissioned artwork. So this has got the commissioned artwork. So it hasn't quite got as much as this, but obviously this is in 4K. So that's the Big Boss. Next up, obviously, is Fist of Fury with that lovely artwork. It's a great film, this. We all love this, don't we? The revenge story. Fist of Fury. This is unbelievable. To me, this could be the ultimate martial art movie, although Enter the Dragon is my favourite. Fist of Fury is something else. And it's the first time we ever see Bruce Lee use nunchuckers in a film. And that was absolutely breathtaking. We was like, whoa. Let's read the synopsis. Fist of Fury. In the China of 1908, respecting one's teacher is a sign of breeding, and avenging his murder a sacred duty. When a martial arts master, Chen Zhen, Bruce Lee, returns to Shanghai, he learns that his revered kung fu instructor has been murdered. His shock turns to disbelief, then to anger. Determined to punish the gang responsible, he hunts down the killers and ends up facing some of the most dangerous opponents. With a combination of power, grace and humour, this action-packed thriller is a true Bruce Lee classic. It really is. Some of the fight scenes in this are just off the scale. You know, the Hong Q score at the beginning, the fight with Bob Baker, even the last fight with Suzuki was good. And there's that awesome scene right in the middle of it where there's a guy out, I think he's like an Indian guy outside a park, and he says no dogs and Chinese allowed, and a woman walks through with her little dog, and Bruce Lee jumps up in the air. Well, actually some Japs come along and taunt him, and he bashes them up big time. Then he jumps up and kicks the sign into a load of pieces. Brilliant. Great film, Fist of Fury. And it does actually look, yep. Rare photo, archive, and then obviously the 24 colour booklet and reversible sleeve. So yeah, it's exactly the same special features on both. But obviously, like I said, this one's 4K. All of these are done on medium rare. I mean, I don't know how they got around it, because obviously Enter the Dragon's a Warner Brothers picture. Right, so we'll look at the Way of the Dragon. Right, this is the original Blu Ray, obviously, and this is the 4K one. You know, nice artwork. I still think I prefer the original rank video artwork, but now this one's got a lot of special features. Loads. Look at that lot. Obviously, we all know the story of Way of the Dragon. The Way of the Dragon. Bruce Lee's baby. Bruce Lee not only starred in this, done the fight choreography, he wrote and directed it too. He done the location, you know, this is Bruce Lee's baby. And I love Way of the Dragon. It's comedic. It's got that awesome little Joseph Koo soundtrack in the background. Bloody brilliant. What does the synopsis say anyway? The Way of the Dragon. In this high-kicking martial arts thriller, a young man, Chang Lung, Bruce Lee, is called to Rome to help a family friend whose restaurant is being targeted by local gangsters. Used to get in their own way, these ruthless men make the mistake of underestimating the young man's ingenuity. When they are unable to get rid of him, they call in an international martial arts champion, Colt, played by Chuck Norris, creating the ultimate clash of martial arts masters in the ancient city's majestic Colosseum. And that is the fight of all fights, let's be honest, in this film. I mean, there's some great moments in Way of the Dragon, because he comes in as a bit of a country bumpkin at the beginning, and they all think he's a bit of a buffoon until he beats them up in the alleyway. But you see Bruce Lee do his double nunchucks in this out the back. No one had ever seen that before. And obviously the fight with Chuck Norris will absolutely go down in the annals as probably one of the best on-screen martial art fights ever made. Absolutely class. Different league. One of the best films ever put on celluloid, if you ask me. This used to have the double nunchuck scene cut out of it. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, but all the extra features are the same, apart from the commissioned artwork and the coloured booklet that comes with this. So I mean, I'm going to keep both anyway. You know, I like just to have them. I kind of wish I'd have kept all my VHS of me Bruce Lee movies that I used to own, and my Betamax and my Laserdiscs. Although they never looked this good, but there was something about having Enter the Dragon in that big box. Right, Game of Death. Man, Bruce Lee only filmed half of this. I mean, the plot is a little bit silly, really. It was directed by Robert Klaus, who made Enter the Dragon, obviously, because Bruce Lee was making that Game of Death, when Hollywood come calling for Enter the Dragon, and Bruce Lee stopped doing this, went over, made Enter the Dragon, and then just sadly died. So we never actually got to see the completed jobby. And the actual film, Game of Death, to be honest with you, is a guilty pleasure. I mean, apart from the Bruce Lee bits, the film is a little bit lame. Got some good actors in it. I've had it on every format, so I don't know why I'm saying it, you know. But it is good, and you've obviously got the duel fight with Dan Inosanto and Bruce Lee on the nunchucks, which is also really good. And the fight with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right at the end. Game of Death. My guilty pleasure. Had Bruce Lee made the whole movie, no doubt it would have been fantastic, because there is and it was only found, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago maybe now, by Bay Logan, about a 40-minute piece of film that was all of the Bruce Lee bits up in the pagoda in the yellow tracksuit, and who knows exactly how it would have panned out, but I do believe that would have been something else, because the martial arts in this are great. As he's progressing up the different levels of the pagoda, obviously going through meeting Wong In Sik, I can't pronounce how I get his name, Dan Inosanto. They start fighting with Bruce Lee has a bamboo, like a sort of blue bamboo whip, and Dan Inosanto is using a screamer or Kali sticks, and then they both end up having the nunchuck battle where they've both got a set. Unbelievably brilliant stuff. And then obviously Bruce Lee ascends to come up against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7'2" versus Bruce Lee's 5'7.5", 5'8". Amazing. Anyway, let's read the synopsis. Game of Death. Directed by Enter the Dragon's Robert Klaus. Bruce Lee is Billy Lowe, a kung fu movie star with a flourishing career. The leader of a syndicate known for its exploitation of entertainers tried to capitalise on Billy's status and that of his singer girlfriend, Anne. Refusing to sign with him, Billy's martial arts mastery is put to the test. He is harassed by the syndicate in an attempt to change his mind. In a stunning showdown, Billy takes on the villainous stream of deadly martial arts fighters, including a 7'2" Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as Hakim in the final battle of his freedom. It's just, Robert Klaus's movie has got so many poor bits in it, but it is a guilty pleasure. I've watched it countless times, I've had it on every format, but there's just a few bits that just really bother me, and the fact that they use footage of Bruce Lee's actual funeral, I think, was just in a bit of bad taste. But there you go. Yes. So again, the same features on this one too. So and now I have 3 versions of Enter the Dragon on Blu Ray, plus the DVD, plus the UMD that I still own. Right, so this is obviously, it's taken from the 45th anniversary. Is it the 45th anniversary? I do believe it was. And the extra features are the same. Yeah. No Way, Return to Hans Island, etc, etc. This was my first Bruce Lee film. This was the one, Enter the Dragon. I was just a young lad working over Fleetwood, and a guy said, "Do you want to come round and watch a bit of Bruce Lee?" I'd heard of him through because my older brother was a fan. My older brother was a fan, and my father was a fan. They was lucky enough to see Bruce at the cinema. I did many years later. This is a great film. Simple plot, really. A bit like a James Bond film. And finally, Enter the Dragon. This was the first movie I see of Bruce, and it's still my favourite. Unbelievable. Like I said, it's like a Bond movie, really. Let's read the synopsis. Enter the Dragon. Over 3 decades following his untimely death, Bruce Lee remains the movie's supreme martial arts star. His masterful final film, Enter the Dragon, stands the test of time as the most beloved martial arts epic in film history. This box office hit takes Lee to the island fortress of criminal warlord Han, whose martial arts academy is a cover-up for opium smuggling and prostitution activities. To avenge the death of his sister, Lee infiltrates the stronghold and enters Han's brutal tournament, a breathtaking visual feat of competitions fusing skills in karate, judo, taekwondo, tai chi chuan and hapkido, staged by Lee himself. What a kick. What a kick. But this is unbelievable. This is Bruce at his absolute perfect. You know, every single fight scene, from the opening fight with Sammo Hung at the Shaolin Temple, to his first fight on Hans Island with Bob Wall, the guy with the scar. I mean, just the opening to that fight itself. You look at Lee's hand speed at the first 2 punches of that fight. You can't see it. It's unreal. And apparently, by all senses, and you can Google this, they had to slow his hand speed down and feet speed because it was too quick. So, and obviously, my personal fight scene that I love the most in that movie is the one in the caves, in the caverns down below, with all the guards, and Bruce just takes them all out using a screamer sticks, a bow staff, his hands, feet, everything else, and obviously the nunchaku scene at the end. Still does me now, and I've seen it. It's got to be thousands. Got to be thousands. It is an amazing piece. And, you know, it's got that cool Lalo Schifrin score. You've got John Saxon, who plays Roper. You've got Jim Kelly, who played Williams. So we're exploiting, like in the soundtrack especially, you've got a bit of black exploitation music going, fused with martial arts and weird synthy stuff. Such a cool soundtrack. Such a cool movie. So, yeah, Enter the Dragon. Wow. It looks like a nice complete set, doesn't it? It looks nice, packaged well. No doubt the picture is going to be great, but alas, I don't have a 4K telly yet, or a 4K player. But I do want to get myself a 4K telly this year. I did have my eye on one, a little bit of a bigger one. And then I'm going to have to get myself a 4K player by the looks of it. But yeah, really, really pleased with that. And another to the collection of Bruce Lee movies that I own. A little bit of me is very tempted, you know, to go out and start seeing if I can source the Laserdiscs again. But why would I bother, really? Would I really? You can get a little bit addicted to this sort of stuff, can't you? So probably not. So yeah, there's the Master Collection. Very happy with that. Now I'm going to have to give it a play. Oh, I do need to mention also that the Big Boss comes with also a bonus disc, and there's 2 documentaries: Bruce Lee the Legend and Bruce Lee the Man the Legend, which I have both of those documentaries already and seen them both, and they're pretty good. Like I said, I've not even pinged this in yet to see if it's anamorphic widescreen or just normal widescreen, but I know all these are. and the picture quality is going to be banging. So yeah, there you go. That is my Bruce Lee Master Collection in 4K. All except Enter the Dragon. Go figure. Right, that's it for today then, guys. I thought I'd just give you a little show of that. See how it looks. Yeah, look forward to playing them. Have yourselves a great week, guys. I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Bye now. Watch out.